Hello everybody, it's Vinyl Rich here with vinyl video number 38. I'm going to start off here with a classic garage band. This is Future by the Seeds. This is their psychedelic album. Some people don't like it as much as their first two, but I dig it just as much. Really cool album. Some of the songs, I think March of the Flower Children and maybe 1,000 Shadows. They're basically previous Seed songs but just redone. I mean, the music, it's just the same music, but it's redone in a psychedelic vein. Like there's one of the songs it's basically pushing too hard. If I remember right, I think it's March of the Flower Children. I don't remember exactly. But this is a really good album. It's psych. I mean, I dig this album just as much as their first two. This is what the label looks like. The first song, what is it? March of the Flower Children. It's got like a tuba in place of a bass guitar. Really cool. Second song, the guitars sound like sitars. Really, I dig it a lot. I mean, like I said, I like it as much as their first two. Recently, the Hog's Ear Report, he showed a Seeds single that was basically taken from this album here, Raw and Alive, which is a live album. Well, it's actually recorded live in the studio, and then they overdubbed audience, almost like a Beatlemania. And that single he showed was two songs from this album that didn't have the overdubs, and he was saying that if they released that album, you know, he would like to get the album. And I made the comment, I have it on CD and it's not that great. I re-listened to it. In fact, I re-listened to all four of my Seed CDs, and the album is a lot better than what I remembered it. There was like 3 songs where you can really hear a flaw in his vocals, and with that overdubbing it kind of covers that up a little bit. But the reason I'm showing these, this is their first album. It's on Big Beat Records. Big Beat does a great job of CDs. I mean, I guess my point is all CDs are not created equal. The sound of these are really great. And like I said, I listened to all 4 of these. That's what I've been listening to in the car the past couple of weeks. This week I'm listening to Jefferson Airplane. But Big Beat Records, they do a really good job on their CDs. Unlike some of the other 60s reissues that I've bought in the past. Anyways, this next album here is Wanda Jackson, Blues in My Heart. This came out in 1964. It's a traditional Nashville kind of a sound. It has really good piano and guitars on it. What's really, I mean, check out that hairdo. She's maybe best known as being a rockabilly artist from the 50s. Apparently she used to date Elvis Presley. I have one other album by her from the early 70s, which is a gospel album, and it's pretty good. So I saw this, I thought I would check it out. It's pretty good. I mean, I'll keep it. What's kind of the thing that stood out though is the vocals. I don't know if it's from two different sessions or two different eras. There's a difference in the vocals on some of them. On side one, there's a version of Midnight and Oh Lonesome Me, and the vocals are kind of higher than they are in the other songs on that side. I've only listened to side one, and it was in the original sleeve, and it's on the Capital Rainbow, which I referred to as the Columbia Rainbow label on my last video. I can't believe I actually said that, and I actually said it twice. And where I saw that album, I did see this one. It's a Now Country by Tom Paul and the Glaser Brothers. I'm not really familiar with this group at all. They were a 60s band. I do know Tom Paul Glaser from his 70s work. I knew him from the Outlaws album, the one with Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson and Jesse Coulter. And this guy has a couple of albums in the 70s that are really good. One is Tom Paul Glaser and the Outlaw Band. The first song in that song is You Can Have Her or You Can Take Her. Really, just his vocal delivery on that album, it's really cool, really sparse. I'm looking for that album. I ran across this and I thought I would check it out. It's not really a typical country sound. It has more of a late 60s Elvis production value or sound to it. There's the third song. Actually, it's the fifth song. 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth song on side one, Molly Darling, has some steel guitar, and it's actually the first song on side one that really sounds like a 60s country. And it also is in the original sleeve. These are both in excellent. The vinyl's in excellent shape. And this album I didn't care for as much. I doubt if I'll listen to this much. And in fact, one of these days when I do thin out my collection, that's one that more than likely will go. Now these next two albums, I'm not sure the order that they're late 80s, maybe early 90s. And I don't know how you pronounce this. Helius Creed. He was the guitar player from the San Francisco punk band Chrome from the 70s, early 80s. This is really good. It's hard. It's really rocking, distorted. This is the label. It's on Amphetamine Reptile Records, and he described his music, the sound he's trying to get. This is another album. Is he's trying to replicate the sound he heard when he listened to Black Sabbath on headphones when he was a kid on acid. And it's a pretty good damn description of what it sounds like. Helius Creed or Helius Creed, The Last Laugh. I don't know. In fact, this might be the second one of the. Okay, this one came out in '89. This is the one that caught my eye. I go, man, that album cover looks pretty cool. And then I saw the other one, and I go, you know what, I'm going to get them both. And man, I'm glad I did. Really good. I don't know if you would call it punk rock, but it's 80s. I don't know, man, but it's Black Sabbath on acid, on headphones when you're a teenager. Really good. And this is what the label looks like on the second one. I highly recommend that dude. I believe this is like maybe his third album, and this other one here I believe is his fourth. Like I said, I wasn't really familiar with this guy. I had heard of the band Chrome. I remember their album. I think it was just a white album and it had the words Chrome written across the front. I remember that in the 70s, but I never did pick it up. Next one here is Robert Fripp, God Save the Queen. I believe this is his second album, and I believe what is a trilogy. It's got that same picture of him. I have that first one of his. I don't remember the name, but it's got that picture and it's a blue cover. The first song on this has David Byrne, is it? The singer for Talking Heads. He's the vocalist on the first song on side one. And it's on Polydor. Robert Fripp, God Save the Queen. The first side's really cool. I dig it a lot. The second side, I've only listened to it once, and it kind of sounded a little disco-y. I mean, I'll have to. I mean, I haven't really given these. I did listen to side 2 a couple of times. Yeah, the Red 2 Score, God Save the Queen, and 1983. Those songs I like on side 1. Side 2, I didn't. Oh no, that's side 2, huh? Oh, you know what? This is funny. You got. Oh, he's so unique. You got side 1 and side A. Oh wow, you're so original, Robert. Anyways, the first side I liked. The second side not so much. I got 2 more to show, and then we're done. This is Merle Haggard, Kern River. This is sealed. I will open it. I do know the song Natural High, and I do know the song Kern River. Kern River is a great song. Really just a poetic, well-written song. Talks about how Kern River took his true love away. And a few videos back I talked about my near-death experience with the Kern River. And for those that are wondering, because of the drought, Kern River is still raging. This is one of his 80s classics. I believe it's his 80s. Could be 70s now that I think about it. I'm not very well prepared, and it looks like it's 1980. Whatever. And this last one, I do have this on CD. It's Merle Haggard, 501 Blues. This is a really good, one of his better late albums. And this one, man, you can't see shit. The writing's so small. Anyways, this is a really good album. Like I said, I bought this on CD at Amoeba Records once. I saw it real cheap. And I saw this on vinyl, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to pick it up. And it's on Epic. Anyways, that's it. Like I said, if you're interested in that 60s music, and you ever see it's on Big Beat, don't hesitate to pick it up. They're great, really good. The first album, it's a 1 CD, has the album, then has all these bonus tracks, and really well done. The second album, it's got the stereo mix and bonus tracks. Side 2 is the mono mixes, and then it's got that third album of theirs, A Full Spoon of CD Blues, which is not a very good album. And then this one here, it's got the Future, and then it's got bonus tracks and future sessions. It's really good. And then this final one here, it has the Raw and Alive with and without the audience overdubs, and then on side 2 it's got a live in the studio. Apparently they made 2 attempts to record this album. The first time they recorded live in front of a audience in the studio, and the manager or whoever it is, he's trying to drum up the crowd, but there's only a handful of people in there, and that's what it sounds like. So that's why they redid it, and then they just dubbed in the Beatlemania sounding audience. Anyways, take care, guys and gals.